So now we come across the types of derivation. So basically there are three types of derivation. The first one is private derivation, second one is protected derivation, the third one is public derivation. So moving on to the next slide, in detail about private derivation. In private derivation, the private data members and member functions are not inheritable. And in protected data members and member functions, the protected in base class now becomes the private in derived class. The protected members in base class are going to become as a private in derived class. Now in public section, the data members and member functions which are available in the base class are going to become the private in derived class. So the private is inheritable, the protected members are going to become private, and the public members are going to become private in derived class. And note one important thing about the private derivation: the members in private derivation becomes private in derived classes since these are not accessed by the objects of the derived classes. That means to say that in derived class, by using the object we can access the member functions. But those member functions which are inherited as a private from the base class to the derived class are not accessible. This is one of the restriction of using the private derivation. Further, it continues that they have some restrictions on them, and this can be overcome by calling the private member functions in another member functions. That's it. So now you are going to come to know about this one when we are going to deal with the private derivation. Now moving on to the next slide, that is protected derivation. In protected derivation, the private members are once again not inheritable. In the protected members, the data members and member functions of the protected are going to become the protected in derived class. The protected members are going to once again become the protected in derived class. Now in public section, the data member and member functions which are public in base class, now they are going to become as protected in derived class with respect to protected derivation. So now moving on to the next slide, public derivation, and this is the last derivation. So as we know that the private members are not inheritable, that means to say that the data members and member functions of the uh, access specifiers are not at all inheritable. And in protected, the data members and member functions, the protected in base class are going to become protected in derived class. Same exactly as it is. Now the data members and member functions in public in base class, now they are going to become public in derived class. So this is the in detail about the public derivation. So now we have to deal with the syntax of class using inheritance. How to use this inheritance concept in our classes. The syntax looks like this, so we will follow it. Here the class is a keyword, it is a user defined data type, followed with having the name of the derived class. Here we have to mention the name of the derived class, then accompanied by colon, which is then it is followed with type of derivation. Here type of derivation basically contains three types. One is public, private, and protected. Then base class. Base class is the class in which we are copying or using the existing already characteristics, features, or properties. Now followed with the colon, once again type of derivation, public, private, and protected, and the base class. Here it can contain n number of classes. So if your class is having a n number of classes, it is having deriving the properties from n number of classes, then it has to be continued like this. If it is having only one class, then it has to enclosed with there itself. Now enclosed within the public section, protected section, and private section, enclosed within a pair of curly braces and with semicolon. That's it. So now we will deal with single inheritance in public derivation. As we know that there are different types of inheritance. The first we come across that is single inheritance, and we are dealing with the single inheritance in public derivation. Okay, so here it is a class B. So class B is called as a base class here. It will contain int A. It is a private member. By default, it is a private member. It is not at all inheritable, as you know. Then it will contain the in public section. It will contain int B, void get AB, int get A void, void show A void. So these three are the member functions of the class B, and this is the public data member of the class B, and this is the private data member of the class B. Got it? So that is enclosed within a pair of curly braces semicolon. Next, followed with class D. Here we are using the concept of inheritance. Here the class followed with D. D is the name of the derived class, colon, followed with the type of derivation here is public. In which class, from which class we are deriving the properties? We are deriving the properties from base class B. So what type of derivation it is? Public. Public B. This is called as public derivation here. Now, int C. Here C is a private data member of the class D. Now in public section it will contain two member functions. One is multiplication, another one is display. In short, it is called as MUL of void. Number of arguments is void, that is nil. So this is all about the class D. Now, what happens when we are going to derive the basic properties of the base class B to the derived class D in public derivation? So look on to this particular picture in the right hand side. You will see that in class D we are having a one private section. We are having C. This one. This is a private data member of the class D, right? Now, all the private member is not at all inheritable. Int A is not at all inheritable, as you know, right? Now, as you can see in class D, we are having only one private data member, that is int C. It is int C. Now, as we know that int A is not at all inheritable, it is a private data member of the class B, so it is not at all inheritable here. Now, all the member functions and data members which are in public sections are inherited to the class D. Now check here, B is a public data member, that is inheritable, yes. Void get A, it is a public data member, inheritable. Void get A, AB, yes, it is inheritable. Void show A, yes, it is inheritable. So these are all inherited from B as a public data members and member functions. Now inside the class D, it will contain two member functions. One is multiplication, another one is display. That's it. That is all about single inheritance in public derivation. Single inheritance in private derivation. Here the same example will be taken to understand what will happen in private derivation. The class B, it is called as a base class, in which it is going to contain int A is called as a private data member. By default it is a private. In public section it will contain int B, that is a public data member, followed with get AB, get A and show A. These are the public member functions. Then followed with here how we are going to inherit the properties of B to the class. Now the class, then what is the derived class name? That is D, colon, what type of derivation it is? Private derivation. From which class we are deriving the properties? We are deriving from the class B, this class. Now int C by default it is a private, since any data members which are not having any access specifiers by default, these are in private section, as we know that. In public section it is going to contain two member functions. One is multiplication, another one is display. Okay, now let us see what happens in private derivation with respect to diagrammatic representation. Class D. In class D it is going to contain int C, it is a private data member of the class D. Okay, now in private derivation, the public members are going to be inherited to the class D as private members. Look at here, B, get A, B, get A, show A are going to be inherited from the class B to the D as a private members. Since these private members are not having full access. Here, note, in private derivation, the inherited members in derived class have restricted access. So we cannot able to have a direct access in the private derivation. Similarly, in public section of the class D, it will contain the multiplication as well as display. Then moving on to the next slide, inheritance in private derivation, there are some restricted accesses here. Means the objects that we create from the derived class are not able to access the inherited private members in derived class. That means to say that these are the data members and member functions which are inherited from the class B as a private members with respect to private derivation, and these data members and member functions cannot be accessed by using the objects of D. That is the one of the restrictions. Then how to call these particular member functions? these member functions can be called within another member functions of the class. Which are the another member functions of the class here? Multiplication and display. Now the multiplication and display can able to call get a, b, get a, and show a. So based upon that, we can able to reutilize the private data member. Now we will see the single inheritance in public derivation through a program. This is a program which consisting of a single inheritance here. Hash include IOStream, class B, int A, it is a private data member by default, public int B, it is a public data member of the class B, void get A B, get A, show A. These are the member functions of the class B. Now we are going to derive the properties of the class B to the class D. Class D colon, what type of derivation it is? Public derivation B. In this int C, int C is a private data member by default, public, void multiplication, void display. Now, as you know that how to write the member functions outside the class, we know the format, that is return type, followed with the class, followed with scope resolution operator, name of the function, and arguments list. So write like this. First we have to start with to write the member functions which belongs to the class B one by one. Now, what is the format? Return type, that is void, name of the class B, scope resolution operator, get AB, void. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10. We are going to assign the values of A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 10. Now int B, get A. So here we are going to return the value of A. What is the return type of the function? That is int here. So that is why we are returning the value of A. Here A is of type integer, right? Now void B, show. Now we are going to use another function that is called as a void show. Here we are going to display the contents of the A. Cout A is equal to A. That's it. Just we are displaying the contents of A. It's time to write all the member functions which belongs to the derived class D. Void D multiplication. Number of arguments is nil here. C is equal to B star get A. Now C is a private data member of the class D. B is a public data member of the class P. It can be accessible star get A. So A, we have to access this A, but it cannot be accessed. It is a private data member. How to access the private data member? Private data members can be accessed through by data member functions. Private data members can be accessed by member functions. We have to use the get A. By using get A, we can able to get the value of A. Now C is equal to B star A. It is going to multiply it and store the result in C. Now void D, scope resolution operator, display. Cout A, B, C, can display the contents of A. Since A is a private data member, I cannot able to use directly in a derived class. So it can be utilized through by using the function. So now here A is a private data member which is available in class B. It cannot be directly used here. So in order to overcome this particular problem, we have to use the member function, that is get A. So now it is going to display the contents of the A. Now we are going to call the member functions in the main. Int main class D, which is going to create an object of type D, small d. Small d is the object of type class D. Okay. D dot get AB, as you know that how to call the member functions by using the objects D dot get AB, D dot get AB, D dot multiplication function, D dot show A, D dot display. So now it is going to display the content. First it is going to get the content of A comma B. What is the value of A and B? It is assigned to A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10. So the value will be get here. And when we are going to call the multiplication function MUL here, it is going to calculate C is equal to B star A. B is equal to 10 star 5, A is equal to 5. 10 into 5, 50. That the result will be stored in C. Now show A. First it is going to display the content of A. A is equal to 5. Now in display function it is going to display A, B, C. What is the content A? A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10 and C is equal to 50. Got it? Next we are going to access this one. In base class we are having a one public member called as int B. This can be accessible since in private derivation it is going to become a this can be accessible